President-elect Trump named co-campaign chair Susie Wiles as his incoming White House chief of staff. She's going to be the first woman to ever hold that job. She was previously Mr. Trump's state director in Florida during the 2016 and 2020 campaigns.
We are also learning new details about one of his top priorities for his second term. The president-elect tells NBC News exclusively that when it comes to border security, there will be, quote, no price tag for his mass deportation plan.
NBC News correspondent Dasha Burns joins us now with the very latest on this transition. Dasha, good morning. Let's begin with President-elect Trump's incoming chief of staff, Susie Wiles. We know she's a well-known, respected operative in the world of Republican politics. She was credited with giving the campaign discipline over the last few months. So why was she tapped for this role in the upcoming administration?
Well, look at the results, Joe and Savannah, that you just pointed out there. The former president winning Nevada, a Republican hadn't won that state in 2 decades. And a lot of this is credited to how Susie Wiles ran this campaign. She is no nonsense, no drama. You know, there's a mantra behind the scenes of let Trump beat Trump. And she certainly lived by that. But she also reined in some of the chaos that tends to follow him and did follow him in his past campaigns, in his past administration. This is a campaign that had fewer leaks, fewer backstabbing, just less drama all around. And that was largely thanks to Susie. She was always the front runner for this job. So no surprise, but she's certainly making history, guys.
Dasha, President-elect Trump has not spoken publicly since his victory speech earlier this week, but he did speak with NBC News exclusively. We were just mentioning this. This is about some of his top priorities for when he takes office in January. What are we learning particularly when it comes to that plan for mass deportations?
Yeah, he spoke to our colleague Kristen Welker, telling her that there is no price tag for how much he's willing to spend on this. He feels, he told her that we have no choice as a nation but do this. This has been something he's talked about nonstop on the campaign trail. And now that he has seen this massive win, both in sweeping the swing states and with the popular vote, he really feels like he has a mandate from the American people to carry it out. Still not a whole lot of details about exactly how such a massive undertaking would work, but he is determined to do it, guys.
And Dasha, I mean, Mr. Trump's win over Vice President Harris means he maintains his hold on the Republican Party for the next 4 years. We know he can't run again in 2028 because of the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution. Can't do more than 2 terms. But the party is already looking into the future. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, they're looking into the future, but Trump's shadow is long and tall and large. He is still going to have massive influence over the succession plan. He remains a kingmaker. Who he decides to elevate over these next 4 years, whether it's his now vice president-elect J.D. Vance or some of the other characters that have emerged from the party, he will wield a massive, massive influence here. But the party does have to figure out what is next, and that's in part why he picked such a young running mate in Vance, only 40 years old, only 2 years of experience in the Senate. But it'll be fascinating to see how this man, who has really reshaped the party in his image, now decides to look at a succession plan.
Because, of course, we are already talking about
I know. Let's just not.
Dasha, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.